Today I'll teach you how to perform client-side validation for Indian mobile number in ASP.NET MVC. So let's start. So the very first thing, I'll open Solution Explorer, and from there I'll be opening the model class. So here I am adding a namespace system.componentModel.Data Annotations. This particular namespace is required for data annotations. Now inside the class I am adding a property is mobile number, which is a string property. Now I am adding a data annotation display and I am setting the name for it. The next thing I am adding is a data annotation required and I am setting the error message for it. This particular data annotation is used for performing required validations. It is very similar to required field validator. Now I am decorating the property with a RegularExpression data annotation attribute. This particular attribute will be set with two parameters. The first parameter is the RegularExpression, which will be used for validating the Indian mobile number, while the second parameter is the error message, which will be displayed to the user when the validation fails. So with this, our model class is complete. Now let's move to the view. Now inside the view, I'm creating a form using MVC HTML helper method. I'm making use of begin form method. It accepts three parameters. The first one is name of the action result method, which is index. The second one is name of the controller, which is home. And the third one is the type of call. In this scenario, it is a post call. Now inside the form, the very first thing which I am adding is a label element for displaying the label for our text box. So for that, I am making use of label for function and I'll be binding it to the property. Label for function will simply display the name of the property inside the label element. The next thing I am adding is a text box, and for text box I am making use of textbox4 method. That too I am binding with the property. And the third thing which I am adding is the validation message element, which will be used to display the validation error message. Here I am making use of ValidationMessageFor method and I am binding it to the property. Now here you will notice I am adding attribute named class. This is required for setting the CSS class. Now I am adding a submit button, and for that I am making use of input element and I am setting the type as submit, which when clicked by the user will submit the form to the action result method. Now let's move to the controller. Inside the controller, now I am adding an action result method for handling post call. The reason is that I'll be submitting a form, so that form will be submitted to this particular method. I am naming it as index and I am passing the person model class object as parameter. Inside the action method, the state of the submitted model is checked using model_state.isValid property. In the end, the view function is written which completes the action result method. Now let's move to the top of the action result method where I'll be adding the HTTP post attribute. Now again, let's move back to the view. Last but not the least, I'll be adding the scripts which are required for performing the validation on client side. So for that purpose, I am making use of render function of the script class. And here you'll notice I am making use of a word called bundles. For this particular project, I have already created the bundles. And if you are unaware what is bundle, you can click on the link on the right hand side of this video. That link will take you to the video where I'll explained what are bundles and how it is used and what is the purpose of creating bundles. So as you can see, I have added two bundles, jQuery and jQuery val. The first one is for jQuery libraries, while the second one is for the validation libraries. Here I have pasted some CSS classes. This is required for styling the view as well as setting the color for the error message which will be displayed during validation. So with this we are done with our view and we can now run the project and see it in action. The label, the text box and the button has been rendered, and also the required validation is working fine. Now I'll be adding Indian mobile number in the text box. So as you can see, the validation is working fine. So with this we come to the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell icon. Goodbye.